What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up? I got your substitute teacher in today for your boy Space Ghost. Is F Tank 58. What is good with y'all boys? Let me go ahead and hit up the chat. We just had a victory that didn't really feel like a dub, but we'll take it. God damn it, we'll take the victory. Let me go through the chat. Shout out, got your boy Jason STL314. Was good with you, bro? GH, what it do? Anthony Lou was good. Was good. Siga Miggs, day one in the house. Third Coast Alliance. Shout out to a day one. Your boy EF Hutton, day one in the house. Devin 95, a day one in the house. GH, what up? Dutchington De Niro was good, bro. We got Brandon Pimpson, day one in the house, man. Shout out to y'all boys. I'm gonna be substitute teacher Frank today with the post game reactions. And yeah, man, what a game, dog. I really don't know how to feel about the game. It was kind of a nasty watch. I mean, the starters really came out like they were in quicksand. Didn't like the energy. And there's several things that this team could control when they play, because one, we're not going to be the most talented team in the NBA on a given night to night basis. Obviously, we have a lot of unproven young talented players, a lot of great prospects to be, but none of them have arrived at that point. And we got some good steady vets, but one thing we have to control is our effort, right? The effort and intensity we play with. And I just feel like if our team, because we don't have that high end like guys that could just go get it, if we come in lacking effort and intensity, we're going to lose games. There's going to be losses for us, and even though we got the dub, just as a rule, I mean, just how the preseason is. Like I said, you kind of stop counting after like the third quarter. I would say I can't say we're going to lose this game for sure outright, but um, anything could happen going down the stretch. But it looks like the Spurs had our number tonight. And there were several things that I saw from that. So let's look at the stats from this game. So we're gonna go ahead and look at these stats, see what these boys was looking like on here, and let me see. So Reggie Bullock starting was interesting for the Rockets. I really didn't think that he would be the one to start, and obviously with Tari being out, I would have thought they would have put Tari Eason in as a starter instead. But they put him in. It makes sense for spacing, but he doesn't really do much. I mean, he hasn't. I don't know if he's hit a three as a Rocket yet, which is concerning. It looks like he has that Houston curse where we get shooters that come into the city and stop shooting. But definitely wouldn't have started him. I think he got pulled early. Never really saw a lot of minutes after that. Jabari had a kind of a rough game. Went 3 of 8, 37%, 33% from the court. Never really got his feet under him, right? Never really got his feet under him. Kind of a up and down game, I think. And Coach Udoka has said it. I just finished watching the post game conference with Ime Udoka. He pointed out that a lot of the guys, once their shots weren't falling, they kind of stop having that effort. And he literally called out Jabari on that. So we can't lack effort on a night-to-night basis. As good as Jabari's been playing in the preseason, you got to bring it every night. That's part of being a pro. And he did suffer on both ends of the court. I think he was getting frustrated, being bodied by Collins. That boy turned into Jokic tonight against us. Zach Collins, nemesis of the Rockets. There's guys on teams, like every team has like one or two players that no matter who they are, they could be at the last person on the bench. They always burn us. Tim Hardaway Jr., Zach Collins is one of them. Dame is always going to have a good game versus the Rockets. It's just random players. Klay Thompson. Y'all could think of some more in the chat. Y'all let me know some more players in the chat that burn the Rockets every time we play them. I don't know what Zach Collins has against Alperen Sengun, but they seem to want to fight every time. But Jabari, he was trying. He just couldn't put it together tonight. Alperen Sengun only 17 minutes. I actually thought this would be a game that he would dominate because the Spurs don't really have anybody that could guard him. But he's been struggling on not even on defense where we expected him to struggle the most. His offense has been off, like really bad throughout the offseason. And I don't know. I said that Jalen would have a rough time adjusting to the offense. I don't know what Alp's mindset is right now. Is he thinking about it's contract year? Is he trying to fit in, not make the coach like? I think there's all these players, especially the ones from last year, trying to work out some demons within them. And Alperen Sengun seems like offensively he hasn't got comfortable in the Rockets offense yet. Which like he gets his mismatches, but he's missing layups. He's missing one. He was his rookie year, one of the best post players in the NBA, a top 5 post scorer. He's looked like one of the worst post scorers in the preseason so far. But honestly, for Sengun, the last thing you're going to worry about is the strength of his, which means the last thing I'm worrying about for Alp is going to be his offense. So as bad as it has been, I'm not worrying about that. What I'm looking at is his defense, and he had a good defensive game. And there was a clip where Coach Udoka had said, why he pulled him out. Y'all saw that where he took him out in the middle of the game to just for like one play to talk to him. Basically said, just tell him he's rushing everything. Like he needs to calm down. And I think that's exactly right. And he also, coach made a comment about people complaining. Like one thing I didn't like about Alp's game, like he whines a lot. Like we don't have time for that, bro. That's last year. We got a different mentality on the team. We don't need all that hand throwing up. Like, bro, yeah, he fouled you. Get up and run. Go back. You hurting your team, man. That's bad. That's bad. That's a bad look on basketball. So for him, he just needs to keep like getting his reps. The offense is going to come. I like what I'm seeing from him defensively. And honestly, out of all our centers, he was the best. Him and Jeff and Jabari, he played the best on defense. That offense is just nasty right now, just indecisive. But defensively, man, I'm once again trying to like separate, compartmentalize the two. I'm really impressed with what he's been doing on that end of the court. One comment that Coach Udoka said that he was being extra aggressive on his switches, which is a good thing, right? That's something he's overcorrecting for what he was doing last year. So you can peel back on that and you can just see the ball pressure. He got his hands on the basketball all night. But that offense really got like 1 for 8, 0 for 1 from 3. The 3-point shot hasn't been there. The free throws have been struggling. 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks, a minus 12. He had the best plus minus for the starter, so that's good. But he got to be better. I expect him to be better in year 3. So we definitely need to see that from him. Dylan Brooks, I didn't like how he played today. I'm not gonna lie. I think he took bad shots. I don't think he was that great on defense, and I'll talk about the defense in a little bit. Yeah, I didn't like how he played today. He forced the issue a couple of times, some poor decision making. He was getting backdoored on a lot on defense, and like I said, I'll talk about it. But just in general, they took advantage of our aggression. Like they took advantage of how aggressive we play, and he's one of our most aggressive players, and they took advantage of that. But 27 minutes, 2 of 8 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Went to the free throw line 5 times. You like that? 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, minus 14. Then Fred VanVleet, 5 of 10, 50. He went 50-50 on the court, 3 steals, 2 turnovers, only minus 13, 12 points. Fred had a steady game, doing what he could. He played pretty good. He played pretty good. I don't expect a veteran like him to turn up to the point where he feels like, I got to save the team against the Spurs in game 3 in the preseason. So for these guys, the Freds and all them, there's an extra level, even for Dylan. They got an upper room they can get to in these games, and they're not going to tap into that in the preseason. So I don't judge anything. If this was Golden State or opening night, you would have seen different level of aggression from all the players, especially the vets. So you just got to take what they do with a grain of salt. With Dylan, I'm being hard on him, but I just didn't like how he played. I think he was trying to do too much in the absence of Jalen Green. And off the bench, my God, Amen Thompson, man. Like I know people keep saying like Amen, like he's like an afterthought to a lot of people. I really honestly think he might end up being one of our best prospects when it's all said and done. You got a glimpse of it tonight. Obviously, the shot looked pure, but I don't think that's going to be a reliable thing right now. But that's definitely, and that's something that you want to see. Like there's a difference between people try to compare him to like players like Ben Simmons, where Ben Simmons is a player that's athletic and play defense, two-way, blah, blah, blah. But Ben Simmons doesn't want to shoot. There's a difference between being a bad shooter and not wanting to shoot. A man shoots. He's just not a great shooter right now. But I like guys that want to shoot the ball because you can always learn to be a better shooter. We've seen a lot of guards that were bad early in their career develop that shot as time goes on. I still like him to attack the paint a little bit more. He seems hesitant on that. And I don't blame him because some of the lineups that he's in right now are lineups with Jayshawn Tate flanking him. I mean, they had a nasty lineup. I think it was Tate, it was Amen, I think it was Holiday, Jeff Green, and I don't know who else was out there. It was just bad. And maybe Cam. Then they replaced Cam with somebody that couldn't shoot even more. But I'd love to see him with some spacing around him because they're crowding the paint on him. And so when he looks at the offense, I think they already know like he can get to the rim. So just sag off on him, and he just got to keep shooting them hoes. So yeah, he's doing good on that. But he had a hell of a game, both ends of the court. Really showed what he could do. Cam Whitmore, I don't know why on NBA.com they have I forgot what buddy's name, Jermaine Samuel's picture for Cam. But regardless, Cam Whitmore plus 24. He had an up and down game, typical rookie game. Cam has the high highs, then he has some head scratchers. Um, like I'd like to see him get more reps with the ones. One thing that I really like that he did in this game was his aggression. And on defense, he was doing his thing on defense, very like contesting hard, pressuring the ball hard. But the shots, like when he gets a kick out, he has to learn to stop dribbling and trying to do like a dribble, then like attack. Just shoot it. Like that's what he got to learn to do is just do the catch and shoots. And I think that's a part of his game that he's really going to need to work on being comfortable because there are guys that are able to do that, and there's some that really struggle on that. So he definitely needs to be able to do that. He needs to be able to do that. All right, so let me see. I mean, everybody else played okay. Big takeaways from the game. Big takeaways. Let me stop sharing there. Big takeaways from the game. Okay, offensively, I think Jalen Green being out was a big deal, and I think this kind of shows you what he brings to the table. We were lacking paint touches. That was the thing in this game is the paint touches. If you don't get paint touches, you're not going to generate a lot of good shots on our team, and that was a big problem for us because you look at the starting lineup, especially you put Reggie Bullock in there to replace Jalen. You're basically he doesn't do anything but shoot, and if he's not shooting, then he's just useless kind of out there. You're basically playing four on whatever on offense. Sengun is playing to the top of the key. Fred VanVleet is an undersized guard. You got Dylan Brooks isn't not getting a paint touch, and it just kind of leaves you out there just playing on the perimeter. The Spurs took advantage of that. They packed the paint and just dared us to make shots and take a lot of tough contested shots. And a lot of times you would see us try to get into our actions, but it just doesn't hit the same without somebody that can get into the paint. I do agree. I wouldn't be mad if Amen Thompson started, but I also understood why he didn't start because because if Amen and Fred are starting, then who the hell is going to handle the ball in the second unit? Like we literally only have like two decent point guards on the team. So that's a big problem. That's going to be a problem going forward at the depth at the point guard position, especially on teams that are going to put good defenders on you and pick you up full court. Amen and Fred are pretty much the only guys that can really organize the offense as far as from the perimeter. Obviously, Sengun can do it, but you still got to get the ball across the court. You've seen what happened with Jabari Smith when he tried to do that. That's going to be a thing, man. We need a guard. We need another guard. I don't think Holiday is going to be the guy for that. I liked how he played, but yeah, we need another guard. So, that offensive aspect of it, no paint touches, forced to play on the perimeter. We're a bad shooting team already as far as like with shooters. We don't have a lot of shooters. Shot 32% from the court in this game. It just wasn't a game for it. We needed more Amen Thompson. Amen only played 20 minutes. Like, I guess Coach Udoka is like, he's just trying to fill out the players. But this would have been a game a man could go into the 30s. Like, go and get your reps, bro. So this is what, they're going to have to look at going forward is trying to shore up that If not, then Jalen just has to stay healthy. You know what I mean? And Tari Eason, on the defensive end of the court, two things. One, the center position, like I said, we need another type of body there. We definitely need I've been saying we need a backup center, or like a legitimate defensive focused backup center that could offer something different than Sengun and Jacques Landale do. Because to me, Jacques Landale is like Sengun light. So I really don't need more of Alpi's type on the second unit. Give me some variety. I love roster flexibility. And, I just don't think we have that right now with the Rockets. It's like the center position is our weakest position as a collective. Obviously, Shangun's very talented, but Jeff could do what he could do, but this tonight, games like this, when you have skilled players that are big men, Zach Collins is not Jokic, bro. And this dude was cooking us. Imagine when we play other players that are better than him. And for the Spurs, one thing I noticed they were doing is taking advantage of our aggressiveness. And I alluded to this earlier. They were switching. We were switching on defense. If you guys remember from the Golden State series, when we play them in the playoffs, we used to, when we went with the tuck wagon with Tucker at the 5, what we do, we switch 1 through 5. And what would they do? They'll start slipping their screens. Because what happens when you slip screens is, and if you guys go back and watch the game, most of the easy layups they got, a guy would run up like he's about to set a screen and just kind of run out of it and cut to the basket. When you're switching, you have to communicate. There's a split second where the two people switching, one person is going to stand where the player was, the other person is going to jump out where the player is going to be. When the person setting the screen sees the two defenders are trying to make that communication with their bodies, they slip it, and then whoever has the ball can just pass it to them. That is a hard thing to take care of on the defensive end, because two things you need to handle that: you need experience, and you need time, being more repetition, seeing it. Those are two things we do not have at this moment. The Rockets do not have the experience collectively to be able to handle teams that are able to slip screens and that have that motion offense that can punish you for that. And they don't have the collective the reps to be able to know how to communicate with each other properly. These things come over time. So it's going to take time. This is stuff you're going to see over the months. So when we play teams like Golden State, they might tear us up. I ain't going to lie. I'm not going to lie. Because if the backup Spurs can do that to us, the Warriors are about to just eat that up. So thinking you're going to be switching 1 through 5 on like Steph Curry, they know that. So they're going to watch film and they're going to spam that. You're going to see players come up, set a screen like they're about to. You're scared about Steph shooting a shot. Ghost, they're going to go cut to the basket, layup. So how we respond to this game Wednesday is going to be so crucial to me to see what kind. This is more assessment on Coach Udoka. So this is more assessment on Coach Udoka. They just got to communicate more. They're going to watch the film. He said he showed them clips at halftime. So they watch him film at halftime to make adjustments. It's just communication and repetition. That's not on our side right now, but it's definitely going to be there going along the future. And that's what they do. But the backup big position is real. Zach Collins should never look like prime Hakeem against us. That was just nasty. If Wednesday's game should be totally different, I think honestly, they got hot and they just stayed hot. I don't think they're going to be able to replicate that level of shooting, but it's Popovich. And you've seen after the game how everybody was giving them hugs. Damn near our entire coaching staff are former disciples of Greg Popovich. So it's like the teacher and the student thing, like I said in my other video. This is everything Ime knows he learned from Pop. Then all the coaches there, Tiago Splitter, all of them are like offshoots of the Popovich tree. So it's like you're going against the master. Like this is his stuff. He knows how guys think. He's still got it. So that's a nice little back and forth. But I do guarantee you, Email Duck is going to counter over this game. So I'm going to drop the link in the chat. So I want y'all to come up and chop it up with me. Let me see if I don't mess this up. So the link is in the chat. Let's talk about the game. I need my CSGs to come up. Chop it up. Let me know what you thought about the game. What did you see? because you know what I mean that was even though we got the win and I'm gonna still say we 3-0. I'm gonna take the 3-0. I'm gonna take the 3-0, but I just you know what I mean that was ugly, bro. That was ugly. Let me get these boys up here. What up, Third Coast? Ring leader, what's good with you, bro?
Not much,
Good.
man. Just enjoying the day. It was a hard fought game, pretty nasty game, really disgusting, kind of hard to watch. But our second and third string, man, they kept together, kept playing hard. Responded to the defense, really gritted it out there. And Pop, he didn't put his starters back in. It's preseason, and we were able to take a win from him.
Nah, that's a good point. Hold on real quick, bro. Let me see. I just got informed that we have a let's see, we got 117 people in there. I don't even know how many likes y'all see in the thing, man. Are people in here just soaking up free knowledge? Y'all hit that like button. That's the cheapest thing you could do is hit the like button on the video so it can get out to the YouTube algorithm and the other Rockets fan can see it and come hear y'all beautiful takes. Hit the likes button. If you in here watching this, man, just that don't cost you nothing, bro. So go ahead and hit the like button. But nah, you spot on, bro. It was an ugly watch, but I mean, I would say let me ringleader, let me ask you this, bro. Last year, do you think we end up winning this game?
Nah, absolutely not. Um, well, I think we lose this game, and I think we would have lost this game, and we would never brought in the second string.
Yeah.
But besides that, when you were speaking up on Alpha Shangoon, it's a lot that I'm noticing about him that I don't want to overstep and talk too soon, but it's like he's showing me day in day out every game that eventually that position gonna be open. And I don't want to make it seem like one game. It just the free throws every game is like he missing free throws. It's just you. It's getting crucial. That position is still available for for the next coming up season.
So you saying that that center position is going to be something? I'm sure they're going to be assessing him like all year, like for both him and Jalen. Actually, anybody for any position. And I definitely do think you can remember that they try to replace him already with Brooke Lopez. So this is a big year for them. But honestly, I think it would be too early to make anything off of preseason. I would say give all the players to at least the All Star break, then you can see what type of because I think a lot of this is going to be determined by the team's success. So if like he's doing what he's supposed to do and they're able to win games and be in position to make a postseason, whether it's playing or playoffs, then then you'll be okay with that because once again, you got to look at what is his weakness right now. Everything you named is offensive. So I haven't had to nobody. I don't think nobody's come on here and said, "Damn, Shangun's getting us killed on defense." So I like to wait and see. Okay, if I know he's a leader, being offensive player, then that's the one thing I'm not going to worry about right now. I'm watching that defense, and by all accounts, everything I've seen, he hasn't been a liability in any of these games. Now the real season is going to be real. I think the matchups we've had in the preseason has been favorable to him. We haven't really played any just like those long range shooters and teams that like to come off screens and shoot a lot. The Spurs are like that, but they don't have shooters. So, but you saw what Coach Udoka did today when he didn't like how he's playing. They just benched him. He only played 17 minutes. So,
Mm.
yeah, but I think eventually it is going to be a thing.
But his free throws need to get better too. Like
I mean, that's the entire team, though, bro. Yeah, you got to go look at everybody's free throws is trash. I don't
yeah.
think there's anybody on the roster that's shooting good from the free throw line except maybe Fred and Jabari.
Yeah,
So,
we
but
shot like 69% as a team from the free throw line.
yeah, that's nasty, bro. I think if we hit our free throws, we should be blowing every team out that we play because they be missing double digit free throws. Third coast, bro. I don't think I heard your take. Did you get to give it off?
Um, Not necessarily about the game, just kind of how we came back. There was
Right.
some notable stuff that I definitely liked. Um, that I think is pretty unanimous. I think I think we all like how Jayshawn Tate played today. Same thing as how he played against the Pelicans. He just comes off the bench, kind of doing a little bit of a Tari Eason coming off the bench. He's just a lightning rod of energy, very disruptive, getting in the passing lanes, very busy with his hands, knows how to use his body. Except for today, he was actually 100% from the field, very uncharacteristic from him. Like hit a 3-pointer, and then Udoka sat him out, and I was also really pleased with Jermaine Samuels, like him coming in, them not really getting any burn until the fourth quarter. When he comes in, he's diving on the floor. He's jumping for those loose balls. He's jumping out of bounds, and he's one of the few guys on a team that when he does slash to the rim, he'll actually pass the ball. He'll actually make an outlet pass when he's driving to the basket. And that's how he connected with Days. I think twice. Days was able to knock down some shots. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the way our bench guys have been playing. I think Udoka is definitely pleased with those guys. I know some of those guys are on two-way contracts and they're playing for a more permanent stay in the league. So it's looking really really good for those guys.
That's a good. I did like how he played. I think when he stays within himself, he's a damn good player. It's just to me, it's when he does too much, and he did some games he does what Dylan Brooks did today, which is play above what he's supposed to. But I think you can see what his value is. Just hustling gives you a little bit of a switch up. He could ball handle a little bit, but it's not like I had somebody saying that he could be our backup ball handler, like a guard. Nah, he's good, but he ain't that damn good as a ball handler. So I think that on a team that's trying to win, Jason Tate is a positive. It's just when you're asking him to do too much, then you're going to be in trouble. Let me see who else we got in here. Siga Miggs, what's good? What's good with you? What you thought about the game?
Yo, what's up, Frank? I thought even though everyone was kind of like a rough game except for Cam and Amen, that I'm glad that we still got the win, even though it's only preseason. The fact that they kept their poise and didn't just give up, even though it's preseason, they played hard all throughout the game, kept the defense on, and got the win, like a comeback win. I thought it was a pretty positive sign coming to the season.
Yeah, I think we would have folded last year. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah,
we would have last year.
Them like seeing like they get a leads like go away from them and then they just give up. I'm glad that
we would have
telling to them that no, play hard every possession, lock in on defense, even when the shot's not falling, just play hard and just keep until like the game's over. Just play hard.
Yeah, I mean, I like the effort. It's just I don't know. The first unit really, they just was just like flat-footed, just slow. It just seemed like we weren't prepared to play. So I'm not sure what that's about.
Unit, they missed Jalen, like his kind of scoring, and
Jalen's our spiritual anchor for the team. The unknown spiritual anchor. He's the one that holds everything together. See, y'all wanted to trade him a couple of days ago, but nah. What's up with Amen Thompson, man? What did y'all think about his performance? The dude was out there. He looked like the best player on the team, man. I ain't gonna lie, like just everything. What did y'all think about Amen's performance?
Yeah, he looked like the best player on the team, man. He looked real. That he showed me some flashes today. He showed some potential. He showed some potential. Once he get his drives and control his balance, taking it to the rack, he ain't scared to shoot. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing going forward. So once he get his body and NBA body right, yeah, he gonna be ready. He showed flashes today.
Hey man, hey, shout out to OTE, man.
You think that's an OTE thing?
100%, man. They have the French dude that's playing in Australia. Remember they had the game on ESPN against the G League Ignite
against Wemby.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Remember, it wasn't like a month ago or something. You have the guy, San Antonio, young guy Barlow, him from the G League. The Twins, of course. They got a rookie point guard. That's a two-way guy in Milwaukee. So, I mean, I think they really because he looks ready to play right now, play rotational minutes right now, poised. You know, he's petty like 2.0.
Yeah,
He's special.
I think they had pointed out. Coach Udoka said he trusts him on defense, which is a big deal for a rookie. 3 games into his NBA career to be trusted on defense. That's usually the biggest curve that a young player has to go through is that defense, that especially on a team defense. And switching is not easy in the NBA. I know people think it's like the easiest form of defense because you're just basically, but the way teams and the Spurs are and the Miami Heat are going to show y'all, there's a lot of like communication, especially teams that run motion offense, because they're setting off-ball screens, on-ball screens, and then even off-ball screens, guys are slipping to the basket. So you're trying to navigate switching off-ball. You're not even guarding the ball. You're just trying to navigate you and the player next to you, and the guy that you think you're about to pick up just run to the basket. And you're looking at the guy that you switching with like, oh, I thought you was gonna get him. I know y'all saw a lot of that tonight. That's the hard part. That comes with a lot of experience. Like, and that takes a while to build into. And especially you got young players. One thing with vets can do it, like the 2017-18 Rockets, they picked it up pretty fast. But you look at that roster when they went, well, once 1 through 5, it was Harden, who's a savant, Chris Paul savant. You had defensive savants with PJ Tucker and Trevor Ariza, and then they would put Luke Mbamute in there, who's a proven vet in the NBA. That's a collective, guys averaging 15 years in the league at that point, 10 to 15 years. So when you get these young boys, man, there's going to be a lot of games like this where it's going to be like, damn, what are they doing? But it's just like building blocks. They just got to see it enough times to know about it. I promise you, on Wednesday when they play the Spurs, the defense is going to be better. Like the starter, it's going to be much better because I know Ime is going to challenge them. Now, with the backup center position, like I want everybody to give their take. Do you think that Londale can be the backup center? Do you think it's something that they should do by committee with Jeff Green and Jabari Smith Jr.? Or do you think that the Rockets have to make a move to go get somebody? We'll start. Third coast. Go ahead. What's your take on that? Third coast going once. There you go.
The question?
Yeah, for the backup center, how do you think the Rockets should approach it? Is this something they have to address in trade and free agency, or is it something that you think they can do by committee, or do you think that you have enough faith in Jacques Landale?
Man, I'm pretty optimistic, dude. So like for me, like I have a lot of faith in Jacques Landale, however how unearned it might be. But I would not be opposed to trying to look for trade options for sure.
All right. Not mad at that. What's up, ringleader? What you think about it? Somebody just said Boban is such a waste of rosters. Y'all notice I didn't even bring his name up. But go ahead, ringleader.
I think like old boy said, I just think it's too early right now because it's preseason. But like I said, we could rock with what we got with Jock Landale and see what Sengun can get us. If he can't fit what we trying to do, then we need to be pushing for another starter.
Okay. I ain't mad at that. I think that's a question that's going to be answered this year, regardless, one way or another. Siga Miggs, what you think?
I want to see what Jock brings when his ankle isn't hurt, because I feel like he's still playing kind of hurt. So, but I think eventually, if I kind of don't have that big a faith of him, we do need someone like a real big, like you said, defensive minded center. So hopefully, someone pops up in the free agent market and Rockets can swoop up and pick up and to back up LP.
Yeah, I'm with that. And then just think what you think, bro. Just think not there? Okay, but
yeah, my bad.
I'm leaning towards go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I mean, I think it could be Jabari. Like the video you made talking about how Jabari
you seen him get pushed around by Zach Collins today, though?
He'll play high post.
I'm not gonna lie, Jabari.
Like mid high post, he could do that. He'll eat too. He'll eat. He'd be so efficient. He's gonna get stronger too. Look at his frame. Look at his build.
Yeah, I think
So I'm not
that's
worried
my
about
thing
it.
with him.
He's
My
professional.
thing with
He's a
Jabari is
hard
the
worker.
strength. It's the strength part. I don't know if he's strong enough right now
But he's gotten
to
bigger
be a
though.
full-time 5. Oh yeah, he definitely has gotten stronger. But my thing is like for him, I would want him to play the 5 when we were playing a team that's small ball like us.
Like the whole
But
NBA.
if it's we're.
Like the
I
whole
mean,
league.
but they still got some monsters out there, bro.
Who?
Teams still got, there's
Which team?
big men. I mean, that have big men that
Like
are monsters.
3, 4, 3.
Let me see. Lakers. I think Kings. I think
I'm not worried about
what's his
Sabonis.
name?
I'm
Nah,
not
Sabonis. You don't worry
We
about
got
him until he
Sengun.
put up
We got
20 and
Sengun.
15 on you.
We got Sengun.
Nah,
Sengun get him work
but I'm
last year,
saying
so.
when Sengun is not in the game though, that's the question is about that back because I know that was the
Yeah.
thing. Jeff and Jabari playing the backups. It is I don't know. I just think that, but I'm not mad at that.
But most of the league is under 6 feet tall, under 7 feet tall. Like the whole league is a small ball league. If you look at the centers, Jabari
Nah,
6'11".
I'm thinking through the NBA.
I disagree with that, man.
Let me see. I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
I'm thinking about
you're thinking
Blazers. I'm thinking about Minnesota. I'm
Jokic.
thinking about New York. I'm thinking about Denver. I'm thinking about. I mean,
Philly.
there's some big boys in this
I'm not
league, bro.
worried about-
Philly. I'm thinking about. Hell, I'm thinking about Boston. I'm thinking about it's some big boys. You thinking about Boston got
Milwaukee.
Porzingis and Al Horford.
Milwaukee.
You got the Bucks with their Twin Towers. Bro, I don't know. You might be stuck in 2020,
Yeah,
bro. It's a new NBA. There's some big men out
Yeah,
there
you
now.
definitely need that piece. Like Jabari, I could definitely see him operating in the high post. Just
That's
not
what I'm saying.
just not as a center. Even if he did have the size and all that, he would have to also improve his passing, and his passing just isn't on the level of Sengun. His ability to
Well, you would have a playmaker on the court with him, ideally, running the offense through him like they did in summer.
We're
league.
talking about defense, though.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about the offense with a 5. That's the lead. I'm talking about the
Okay,
defense.
I thought you guys were talking about the
offensively.
offense wouldn't be there. I mean,
Oh no,
I think he'd
offensively,
eat.
yeah, Jabari could play the 5.
Yeah,
You put him at a 5, he'll just be where Sengun is in the top of the key, just screen and roll and pop.
boom.
That's easy. You could do that with him, but when he got a guard on the other end, that's where I get worried.
Yeah, he can't go up 50%.
I mean, I think it depends on the team.
Yeah,
And he's not small. He's 6'11", damn near 7
Yeah, but he
feet tall.
still can't go up 50% of the centers in the league right now. They're gonna kill him.
Well, he'd probably play in situations that would be favorable to him. So it'd be depending on the lineup. But it should be a lineup we should be open to exploring.
Oh, they've already done it. They've had Jabari at the 5 a couple of times.
There's a lot of small centers.
Yeah, they've had Jabari at the 5. I would say it'd be a team like Golden State or teams that like to go small and play like 5 out. So you can put him at the 5 if you're scared of a player like Steph or something like. Now Dallas they got a little size on them now
because of who they drafted or whatever. Lively.
Yeah, they got Lively and light skinned brother still there too, huh?
Who? McGee.
What's his name? The one everybody hate. Y'all know who I'm talking about. What's the Dallas center that everybody hate? I'm forgetting his name right now, but yeah, Dwight Powell. He's still there, and he be looking like Shaq against us. So
people hate Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell's kind of good though,
dunking and hitting threes. Yeah, I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying is like those centers. But let me get EF Hutton, bro. EF, what's good, bro? Thoughts on the game?
What's good with you, Tank?
Chilling, bro. Chilling.
Yeah, man. I mean, I saw a lot of what you saw. You know what I mean? Obviously, I feel like they put a little smackdown on it, but I can't really say a smackdown because we did stay in striking distance. We stayed within that 10 and 12. You 5 minutes in the game, you always come back from 12 points. So we stayed within striking distance. So that was good for us, and I kind of appreciate the attention to let's not let it get out of hand. They hitting their threes, they making their shots, but we still trying to get on the boards. We still poking that loose balls. We still playing with intensity. So I was digging that part of the game, and obviously, if our threes start to fall, that game look totally different, look total opposite of what it looked, and stuff like that. I did like the way Cam played. He took some shots. So when I think about Cam, I think about this. You do what you can do, that you know how to do. So when you come into the league, you don't know who can stop you and who can't. You feel like, hey, I'm that guy, nobody can't stop me until you go up against them and see if they can stop you. So in his mind, it's not really a bad shot. It's I can beat this guy. I can beat him to the rim. I can get my shot off. And so as a rookie, that's kind of the mindset that you have until you do it and see, okay, that didn't work like I thought it was going to work. So I'm good with Cam taking his shots. I'm good. Like people say, does he got tunnel vision or he got his blinders on? I don't see it like that. I see it as, hey, I'm confident in myself. This is what I think I can do. Let me go out here and try it. So I'm cool with Cam taking the shot. The shots he missed, okay, whatever. The dunk that they called back, I feel like was bogus. You know what I mean? Dude, he was moving. He was moving before the contact even happened.
Yeah.
That. I mean,
And
I
Cam
know
was on the way up. Yeah.
he had already elevated. Obviously, it's a bang the bullets play, but you know what I mean. That's when you got to reward that young man for attacking the basket like that. You can't penalize him because I think that take a lot out of your, aggressiveness when somebody penalizes you for making a good play like that. So that's on the ref, man. The ref kind of stole our momentum right there because that's a momentum play. Obviously, if he hit that dunk, the roof come off. And ain't no telling who just go crazy from that point on. So I feel like the ref kind of took us out of that. And I like the way Armin attacks the basket. One thing I notice about Armin is when he goes up to dunk, he jump off 2 feet most of the time, and it's a straight up and down powerful dunk. It's like it's not no I'm bending back, I'm leaning to the side, I'm cocking the ball sideways. I'm going straight up and I'm gonna punch this thing on you. And it's like it's a big boy dunk. You know what I mean? And I rock with that. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him go up like that. So I'm liking the way we played. Then the comeback at the end, I didn't see it transpiring like that. I didn't think it was gonna happen that quick, but it was like boom, 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 and then all of a sudden you look up and we won the game. So it was exciting down the stretch, but it's one of those like don't you can't really expect for it always to happen like that.
Yeah, I was pleased that they were able to kind of fight back because, I think what do we held the Spurs to like 80 some points.
Yep.
Still, that defense, I think we held them to like 13 points in a certain quarter. It's just if you look at the disparity between the starters, though, it's like their starters are like plus 15. The highest in ours are like minus 15. So it's like a 30-point swing within the two units. So I don't know. I feel like if we played a full game, like you said, you never know what could happen. It could be Fred get hot in the third quarter or Sengun figures it out and he starts dominating and we end up winning the game. So, yeah, you'll take the dub. I mean, we're still 3-0. I just want to see how they respond this Wednesday because
Thanks.
I think they got exposed a little bit. They got exposed.
LP played good defense, not great defense, you know what I mean? But he played good defense. He had his hands around everywhere. He going after the block shot. He's very underrated athletic wise. He's way more athletic than what people give him credit for because he leaves the ground and he gets to the pinnacle of his jump faster than what you would think based off of his foot speed. So when you think you got a shot and you almost at the top of your shot, he just not getting off the ground, but he elevates so quick. And before you know it, he just blocked your shot. And you're like, man, how this Turkish, you know what I mean? Turkish wonder that came and blocked my shot, goddamn. You ain't expecting it. But I like to see LP committing to those blocks and getting his body in the middle of the play. Obviously he has some lapses, but not, like you say, not as many as Dylan Brooks had. And I think Dylan was kind of leaving the stuff open for like I'm not gonna cover for you on this play. That's kind of what I was looking at. Like Dylan was getting beat, backdoor pause, but I was like, I think he was just kind of leaving it there to see if the rotate was gonna happen or if the guy was gonna cover his man. Like if you supposed to be there and I'm supposed to be stepping up, then you got to rotate over. I'm not gonna keep dropping back to cut this man off. You know what I mean? So you can't see what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I agree with the Dylan part. I think it's one of those deals where it's like once you see it once or twice, you got to talk to that player and be like, all right, here's how we gonna handle it. And that's what I mean by repetitions. When I say there's two things we don't have to guard a lot of those when they start slipping those screens is we don't have the experience as a group and we don't have those reps where like if I'm dealing, let's say I'm always got to switch out with Jabari, then when we see it once, twice, like, man, they killing us on that. Okay, I'm gonna take it this way. You go ahead and blah blah. You know what I mean? Those little huddles and powwows you have in the middle of the game, man. That's what you people gotta understand. Even though you have a game plan, it's still you got to make human decisions in real time. And
Yeah.
some of our guys just ain't comfortable doing that. But one thing I found interesting that Coach Udoka had spoke on was just some of the players being overly aggressive on their switching and teams just jumping out on players, which is something I know he was teaching them. But he said that that's something they're going to correct. I think Sengun, Jabari, Dylan, they were all guilty of that during this game. But Fred VanVleet, that's a player a lot of people just assume is just there. I really like how he played today. I think he paced the game really well, hit some shots, kind of efficient game from him, and just the effort on defense, man. It's just the night and day difference with our guard play as far as like it's like you said, EF, we stay within striking distance. Last year with the leadership we had on the team, this game would have fell off the wheel. It would have been a 30-point loss.
Yep.
In my opinion.
Hey,
I don't know what y'all think about that.
I'm gonna go ahead and give Ghost a little grief, man, because kind of what you're saying. That's if Fred VanVleet, when the game was starting to get out of control, he stepped inside midi jumper. That's something that the Rockets are just not known for doing. But that's a veteran thing. Like, what? I don't really care what the strategy and what Coach Stone and Daryl Morey said we supposed to do. We need a bucket. I'm finna step inside and hit this midi jumper. And Jayshawn Tate, man, was monumental in this game, really, if you look at it, because as the game getting out of control, Jayshawn Tate is coming in with that. I don't care if it's preseason or what. I'm going, buck 50 all the way to the goal. I'm finna, I'm posting up. I'm hitting off the backboard. I'm wreaking havoc on defense. I'm everywhere. You know what I mean? And even though he's not one of those players like that just blow you away when you watch him, but if you watch him play for play and you look at the scoreboard, it's like we needed that right then. You know what I mean? Every time he do something, we needed that right when he did it. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I like about Jayshawn Tate, to where he's going to end up being valuable for this team as we try to, climb the ladder to playoff contention.
Yeah, Tate is definitely going to be that. Who on the panel wants to trade Tate? I know a lot of y'all hate him. Who
not Tate, man, not Bayshawn. Come on now.
Nah, I know that. I know some people. I'm not super high on Tate, but I'm not.
If we're ever
I'm not a Tate hater.
If we're ever a team that goes to the Western Conference Finals, we're gonna need Jayshawn Tate.
We're gonna need Tate. Tate is gonna be make a winning play to get
that
us to the
extra
championship.
Offensive rebound, that steal in the third quarter, that stops their run. Just little stuff like that.
One of those little guys.
Right, real quick, let me shout out Third Coast Alliance. Just dropped 10 Rockets Chop Shop memberships. Shout out to Third Coast, man. Appreciate you, bro. Let me see who picked them up. Mike Hawk became a member. Shout out Mike. Jose Parra became a member. Will Pinto became a member. EF Hutton, shame on you, became a member. No, I'm playing, bro. Let me see who else we got here. We got Mikel Martinez, Domo, Kai, Wood, Pencil, Pause. Let me see who else we got. Trey 9, LBE, Lawrence St. Charles, man. Appreciate y'all boys picking up those memberships, and shout out to Third Coast Alliance, one of our day ones, man. Appreciate y'all. But now go ahead, bro. You were saying something?
No, I think I was just saying that and Tate is a bucket around the paint, but just to stay with my MO, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to let nobody down. Hey, it is
you gotta stay on brand. Yeah, stay on brand, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It is in a perfect world where we start to find, we're looking for that backup centerpiece. And even though Tate is valuable, that's what makes these kind of guys valuable trade assets, to where we can say, hey, who is that veteran center that that knows? Let me say this for ancient Rocket fans like myself, who've been around years and years and years. If you remember the Orlando Rockets matchup Akeem wasn't just dogging Shaq. It was Charles Jones that really came in and gave Shaq most of the trouble. It was just a savvy veteran. I'm just gonna use my skill and my wisdom to make this young guy frustrated. That's what gave Shaq a lot of problems. So I think, and Charles Jones was 6'8", 6'9", you know what I mean? You know, and Shaq Brown, Chucky Brown, I call him Shaq Brown because every time he got the ball in the paint, he was dunking, you know. And so Chucky Brown, those guys was coming in, they was causing Shaq to have fits, and that allowed Olajuwon to come in. Now that you off rhythm and you know, you're a little off kilter, now I can come in and bang bang with all my, you know, all my moves or whatever. So I think to get a savvy veteran center, if we had to move Tate and a young guy, you know, in a draft pick to get a set, and I'm thinking around the league, and it's not none of those, you know, wildly centers in the league right now. That's crazy, you know. But you know, if we had to move Tate to get somebody like that, Tate would be that guy that I would say, hey, you know what, I wouldn't want to give him up, but we could get a you know, a valuable player for him. So, you know, just off the top, like I'm thinking, you know, well, I don't know, no, not really. I mean, I really don't see nobody that's
Somebody in one of the group chats I'm in threw out Isaiah Hardenstein, former Rocket,
Hustlestein go
as
hard,
a
man. I like
player.
Hustlestein. Yeah, I like Hustlestein, but I don't think he defensively
Yeah,
gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like loose balls
right.
and
I think I agree. I think we need a different archetype
right,
of
right.
center just to have in the arsenal
Yeah,
to for certain looks, certain matchups, somebody that could really get physical in the paint, or somebody that is just so like either athletic or big that just by their being on the court, people don't want to drive to the basket.
exactly.
Like they
Exactly.
know they're going to get hit or they're going to get their shot blocked.
I
And I think that to me changes the dynamic of the team. And you can give different looks in different teams.
Sounds
I
like a
I
lottery
tell you
pick.
somebody who, well, the lottery pick, I mean, obviously Ade Mara would come in the mind right off top, but um I tell you somebody that would make a difference. And he's not obviously not a center, but a big body that you could have in the paint at that four, to where if you have Jabari at five and you have this guy sliding over at four, they would cause a little bit, you know, Kenny Lofton. Kenny Lofton.
Hell
Kenny,
no, bro. No.
Isn't he
Kenny,
like
hey,
overweight now?
listen.
Like he showed
I thought you were about to say somebody real, bro. Go ahead. I love Kenny Lofton too. Think a minute.
Nah,
What'd you say?
he's like over. He showed up to training camp like overweight, like 300 pounds or something.
Nah, that dude a bucket. I love Kenny Lofton. That's a
hey,
hooper, but hell nah. Yeah, which come on, bro. You
you
was on
wouldn't
the
trade
road too
Jay
much.
Sean Tate for Kenny Lofton? Tate
No.
for Lofton. And a heartbeat.
No, bro. Like, come on, man. All
Just for
right, chat.
just
Yeah,
for
we'll let
fit.
the chat decide.
All right, just for fit.
Chat, y'all
I'm
go
not talking
ahead,
about who
man.
the
Y'all
better
let EF
player.
know.
I'm not talking about who the better player. I'm saying
Nah,
just for fit.
where does he? Where would he fit on the defense? Because that's what really we talking about.
We talking about at the four. So when Jabari go to the five, and we need that extra weight. So when we switch, so when they getting the switch over, you got Kenny Lofton. Yeah, he's 6'7", but he's 300 pounds. You're not moving him.
I thought we was talking about the center position though.
Yeah,
Facts.
but it's
And
positionless.
you know, I think he's talking about someone like Mitchell Robinson. I think Robert Williams. He's talking about that kind
Yeah,
of,
you
you know,
funny,
that
bro. I ain't
energy.
gonna lie.
We supposed to got
I
Brooke
don't think he's talking
Lopez,
about
bro.
Kenny Lofton, bro.
He said it's positionless. Bro, we
Right.
talking about centers, man. Damn all that position. You gonna bring up a point guard next. We'll talk about other positions later, man.
But that kind of
Man's
player,
rebuttal was, well,
We
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 got to use
supposed
one
to
of
you
our
got
funny,
Brooke
like
bro. I ain't
New
gonna
Lopez.
lie.
Orleans, I mean,
Yeah.
New Jersey picks to get a player like that. That's like Lively that just got drafted. You can't find
Yeah.
those at
Obviously,
free
Brooke
agency,
Lopez.
man.
You know what I
We
mean?
supposed to got Brooke Lopez.
Yeah, Brooke would have been
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, Brooke would have been nice.
Yeah,
Brooke would
that's a
have been
no
That would have
nice.
brainer.
been good. Would you? What
Nah,
about
but
Eric
I mean,
Stewart
By Dwight Howard.
from
nah,
Detroit?
Dwight, maybe Dwight. I ain't mad at Dwight. I don't know what
Bro.
his mindset is. Is he okay with getting crumbs? That's gonna be the problem for me with Dwight. Is he okay with getting
He
crumbs?
gonna
If he
want to come in
okay,
and play on a playoff team and
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
he
think I
all
will.
don't think he
that.
wants to do that, man. I think he wants to come out.
Play on the Houston Rockets
He wants to play. I
rebuilding
don't know if he's ready for what he's
for that man.
He still think he'll starter, bro. Like
Yeah,
I need somebody that's humble, well, like that can come in and just. I wanted us to go after what's his name, man? I'm blanking on his name right now. He used to play for Sacramento. I think he on Dallas now. Um, the dude that be shooting them little shot put shots. They traded him like a year ago. So
Oh man.
Anyways, oh man, y'all know who I'm talking about. Not Mitchell Robinson. He played for the Kings. Used to Rashawn Holmes. Thank you, F
Yeah.
Scott. I've been a
Guys and
Rashawn
dreads.
Holmes admirer from afar for a couple of years, man. I just love his game. I think he just needed a new scene, especially when they traded for the center that Sacramento got now, the Kings, with Sabonis. He kind of phased out, but I would love for the Rockets to get somebody like that because he also has an offensive game, even though it's not a lot. But it's just a look, and this center, whoever our backup is, ain't even got to play like a lot of minutes. It could just be, we got to match up with blah blah blah. It's AD and LeBron tonight. Like when we play the Lakers, teams like that, for example, you think about the matchups is going to be LeBron is damn near a center. So that's already a mismatch for every switch they make on that. Then you got AD, who's actually damn near 7 foot big. That's going to be a mismatch. We got to start thinking like a team that's trying to make the playoffs. Like I think a lot of the fan base is still stuck in, oh yeah, let the young guy. It ain't about the young guys no more, man. I was talking to my friend Mike about this. About like we were talking about who should start, who should play. He was saying get Amen Thompson a lot of reps, which I agree with. But I'm thinking like a coach is trying to win playoff games. The only reason I'm playing guys is if I think they can help me win right now. I don't give a damn about their I need to get him reps. They're trying to win games. So when you're trying to win games, the matchups, all that stuff, it changes everything. Like they don't care about Cam Whitmore's arc as a rookie. Like everything is driven by who can help me win for this game right now. So when y'all see lineup, it's going to be different. You're going to see players that you're like, damn, he getting minutes. Why is Tate playing 30 minutes a game, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the new dynamic we're in right now. Guys just got to catch on where they can. And I think Amen Thompson, the reason he's going to get so much burn is because he is catching on. But that's going to be another position that we need, bro, is a point guard. The backup, we have two real point guards on the team. After that, none. It's a bunch of, we got Jalen who could create. Dylan could do a little bit. Sengun could, point center. Then it kind of gets hazy. Tate, Jabari, a little tunnel vision there. I mean, speaking of point guard, who are some of the players or what type of archetype do y'all think would be our third guard?
I mean, we have Aaron
I don't know
Holiday,
if
right?
Holiday's a guy.
And Holiday Buns.
He's the third. He's third. He's third. Who cares? He's playing like 2 minutes a game. If he gonna get a lot of DMPs.
He's
not gonna play a lot
bro.
of games.
I don't know, bro.
That's why he's
Dude
third.
be jacking.
Because he's sorry.
He be jacking. He came in the game and got a foul. He walked into the game and got a foul before the guy even got to half court. And nobody does
what do
that.
we expect out of a third string point guard?
Play hard. Play hard. Play smart.
As far as the talent level. I'm talking about the talent level. Of course, you want
do you
someone
think
to play
Aaron
hard.
Holiday is a
third string?
Okay, I would say he's an NBA player. He's an NBA player.
He's an NBA player.
No, I said he is. Listen, let me explain myself. So, like with the Jock Landale, let me give you an example of what I mean by this, right? Jock Landale played as a backup on the Phoenix Suns, and I was getting a discussion on Twitter about this. People were saying, well, he's a 2. He played playoff minutes for the Suns. My rebuttal was, you mean the Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, and Devin Booker? And the reason I say that is when you have stars, the drop-off can be steep. Like I can patchwork Aaron Holiday if my starting point guard is like Luka, right? For teams like us that don't have any peak players, you have to win with depth. And so a third guard can't be like a borderline G League player because that stuff is going to bite you. So we have to win as a collective, bro. We don't have a high-power starting 5 that we can have KD and Devin Booker out there and deal with a Jock Landale coming in. All he got to do is hustle. No, I need my backup to actually do stuff, bro. I need you to actually protect the rim. I need you to actually get these buckets when you know what I mean? I need you to play make. So for us as a team that doesn't have those peak NBA top 20 players, the collective matters. So when you get into your second and third rotations, that's literally going to be the decision makers between wins and losses. And that's the way I view it. So that's why I think that we can't just go from mid to terrible. You know what I mean? You got to be, if you're going to be mid, you got to be mid across the line, bro, and just have a team. I'm trying to think. There's a team that reminded me of us.
It's
I
rare
think one
that
of the
you have
Raptors
that
teams.
level of depth. Rare, even on
Oh man, a lot
championship
of teams
level
got
teams. No,
on
not to the
guards.
third, not to the third level.
3-point guards.
Not 3-point. You're talking about a third string point guard, not a
I'm
2 guard
talking about a
lineup with a
third.
backup
No,
guard.
no, no.
I mean,
I'm talking about a third point guard. A third point guard. Whether he played third string or is sharing the court with one of the ones or the twos.
maybe
We
the last
literally
team I
only have
remember
two.
the last team I remember doing something similar to that was when CJ McCollum played with Portland, and they
Dame
had
and
Simons and what you call it. But I don't know too many teams have like a three
I mean
guard,
Boston
3-point
did it.
guard
You would
rotational.
say Boston, Memphis
The
would
Pelicans.
Is
have
Dane a
three
point
guards.
guard? Is he a point guard? Dane?
Damn sure play like one. He was running point for Portland.
He shoot a lot of threes too.
I mean, I'm not talking about like John Stockton. I think
Well,
I think
that's
by
what I'm
point guard is a lead
saying.
ball
Like,
handler.
okay, like a
Yeah, we need
ball.
a third lead ball handler. Yeah, we need a guy that could get us organized. And I think I just don't like Aaron Holiday in that position. I think between him and what's his name, the new shooter we just got. The Rockets always have one person that the fan base hates. They in the front running right now, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Talking about man.
No, from who was it last year? Was it Tate that caught all the strays unnecessarily?
Him and Gary Bird.
The
Oh
scapegoats.
my god,
I ain't gonna lie. I got
Matthews.
my eye on Bullocks, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
I got my eye on Bullocks as a scapegoat for the team, bro. As soon as that man touched the court, I'm blaming everything on him, bro. Like, why do
I'm
you
dead.
Hey, but now you got to look
every
at
year
it.
we got one, bro.
Bullock's
But right
good though. He
now-
played D. He good.
Right now, Trevor
Yeah,
Hudgens
okay.
is playing better than Aaron Holiday.
But honestly, though,
that's bad.
we have guards. We have
You
Jalen
arguing.
Green. We have Amen. We have VanVleet. That's 3. I mean, I'm cool with that. 2 playmakers.
Yeah, but see,
Sengun's a playmaker. We have a scorer right there. I mean, I'm
that's
cool
true.
with
We don't necessarily need a point
You
guard
know,
more than we
Aaron
need a
Holiday,
center.
he's cool. He could
Yeah.
catch and shoot. He could shoot a little bit. Play D. He's straight.
Yeah,
He's not going to get no minutes
just,
though, so that's why I'm not really stressed about it.
I
barely
don't really care what he do, but he can't be coming in. Listen, if you the third string guard, to me your job is to come in, not turn the ball over, not make mistakes. I don't need you to score a lot. I just need you to not turn the ball over and not make stupid mistakes. You can't foul a guy at the half court. You can't come in and just start chucking up shots and then get a team a lead. It's simple stuff like that. Like I haven't seen him do anything that would say, hey, this guy is valuable to the team right now.
I mean, we got Cam Whitmore too. We're talking about guards.
Nah, bro. Hell nah, bro. You tripping. I didn't say guards. I literally saying like the Cam
Like a
Whitmore is
lead
not
guard,
in that
dude.
conversation.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's not going to be. Cam Whitmore barely
I was just
can
checking.
attack the basket
I
and make a
figured that's
decision.
what you would say. I figured you were saying that. I just
Oh,
wanted to kind
nah.
of test it a little bit.
Nah,
All right, so yeah.
Most teams
Yeah,
most
2-point
teams have
guards?
three guards.
Yeah, I figured.
3. Like you have 2 like that are going to play, then you have your third one that's kind of the offset one. And
But that
like I
third
said,
point guard
I
is
think I've
usually
seen
like
some-
a young 2-way guard. Usually,
No, it could be like, let me see. I've seen some people throw names in the chat, DeLon Wright type of players,
DeLon
Corey
Wright not in the
Joseph type
league,
of players. Well, when he played, I'm not talking about today. I'm just talking about the archetype of players that you bring them in, they hit threes, they just do the like EF Hutton was
But
saying.
those guys,
These are
DeLon
guys that
Wright
just
was a
do
starter
the
or a
right thing.
backup on a playoff team. Corey Joseph, I mean, we know what he did when he played
Yeah,
with
in
San
his prime.
Antonio.
I'm not talking about his prime. I'm talking
Yeah.
about what he faded out the league. Corey Joseph in Detroit was not he was a like a third guard, and especially when you have Ivy and Cade playing, though that's the type of thing I'm saying. Like
Kind of like what
you need
Derrick Rose is doing with Memphis.
facts.
Okay. Yeah.
Or even
I figured.
what's
makes sense.
another example? I think Memphis had they had Trey Jones or Tyus Jones. They had Ja and they had a buddy that Melton as their guards, right? So once again, it's like you have to have like at least a backcourt
Yeah.
of guards that you could play, and then one guy. So we just have a rookie, and Fred. And as much as I love Jalen and his progression as a ball handler, I still think he has a long way to go to be able to not only secure the ball and move through the defense and also set up teammates and play make, running the pick and
Yeah.
rolls, still making advanced reads, all that stuff. So to me, just things to think about. I mean, even with the
It's
Kevin Porter
hard to,
situation,
I know. Yeah. Yeah. You know,
yeah, I mean, what
there's
are they going to
that
do with that? That's dead contracts there. Are they going to be able to
salary
move off
whatnot.
of them? If they do, I think we're going to get desperate, y'all. Like
We got to just wait
them
till
Brooklyn
everything
picks.
play out, man. But we do got them Brooklyn pricks. I was literally just about to say that because we
Yeah,
need.
they
That's
gonna move
something
them.
that
Yeah,
you got to
but that's
draft.
fine.
You know, that kind of playmaking ability, scoring, playmaking ability player archetype is kind of rare. And when you lose it, it's really hard to replace. A lot of people think it's like a dime a dozen, but it's not. It's really hard to find a guy who can score and play make and play defense in one person in the NBA.
I think you just need 2 out of the 3.
You know,
Honestly,
2 out of the 3, yeah,
Well,
playmaking and scoring,
yeah,
or playmaking and defense, defensive
defense and
scoring, right? Yeah.
or just
So
playmaking defense. Just somebody that won't hurt you. I think for us,
exactly. Yeah.
if the Kevin Porter situation is, I think it's like he has court in November. If that stuff is going to linger on, so who knows when that's going to be resolved. If before the deadline, hopefully the NBA is able to give us some leniency on that, so we can void his salary and be able to use it. If not, I think for them to make a trade, they're going to have to come off one of those picks. Because GMs are going to be watching our roster. Unless Amen Thompson just takes a massive leap as a rookie and just comes in as one of those guys that's like, he's here, either for a center or backup point guard position, they're going to need to make a move because, once again, flip the mindset to trying to win games and make the playoffs because that's what they're trying to do.
Is it
So
okay?
we're not going to be banking on like players like, Tate, like to be the savior. Like, yeah, Tate is going to be the guy. Look at the teams that made the playoff. Go look at their rosters. Most of them can roll 8 strong into a playoff series or into every game. 8 strong. What I mean by 8, literally probably 8 guys that could start. Now you look at our roster. How many guys are truly starter level in the NBA when you look at it and you start counting it? So yeah, I think that's going to be the next thing for us. But yeah, what was you saying?
No, I was just trying to say, like, I think Amen's gonna come looking ready to,
I
to
hope.
me, he just seems that kind of, he just has that poise, kind of like Rondo, someone that's just ready, even if it's a high level situation. I think he just kind of has that rare poise that, kind of like CJ Stroy for, the Houston Texans or whatever, just someone that's just, mature,
Leader.
ready, just kind of one of those rare kind of traits, like a Jason Kidd or someone, some of these guys, they come into the league and they're ready to lead, they're poised, they don't do turnovers, they're very efficient, play good basketball. You can tell the kind of basketball he plays. It's like he plays winning basketball at a young age, at that age. He's athletic. The dude looks like an all NBA defender right now. Him and his brother. It's crazy. So
I'm gonna say something controversial. Just popped in my head. If by like the All-Star break, let's say Jalen doesn't improve on defense or he's still struggling, do y'all think that it'd be feasible to move him to the second unit and have a man start next to Fred, and then just have Jalen kind of be with the twos? Would that even ever happen?
we would miss the
No.
perimeter scoring. I don't think Amen's good
Would
off
you?
ball scoring.
I think Fred is though.
Oh
No, Frank, I can't get with that because of floor spacing alone.
Go ahead.
No, just because of floor spacing alone, I don't think that'll happen because you kind of need the compensation. The Armin and Cam and Tori kind of match, and then Jalen and Fred VanVleet kind of match. But they are kind of small at the backcourt, but they quick, so it add a different dynamic. So I don't see Jalen coming off the bench being valuable to our team. and unless, like you say, unless Armin just takes some kind of gigantic leap to where his defense is just all world, then yeah, maybe. But then why wouldn't Torrey be starting in that case? So no, I don't really see it. I thought you was gonna say like, do I see us trading Jalen for maybe
Does
another player?
Dylan
But
Brooks have to start? Does he have to? We have to start him, right?
90 million?
We
90
can't
million.
start. But do we have to though? Like, does
There's
it
90
matter?
million reasons.
Does it really matter? Is it
90
like,
million
are we
reasons he
tied?
should start. Yeah, he
That's
should
what's
start.
wrong
He
with the
better
NBA.
start.
That's what's wrong with
He
the
better
NBA.
start.
Hey, I'm
Tari's
gonna tell you
better.
something.
Tari's
I'm gonna tell
way
you something.
better than
Somebody,
him, and we know
one
it.
day I was I was working in the kitchen, and I had went to the back to go wash some dishes, and the sous chef came in the back with the manager, and he said, "See, this is the shit I don't like. I don't pay this cook such and such amount of money to have him back here washing dishes." That's what you're saying.
Right.
You saying Dylan Brooks should be getting paid $90 million to go wash
Guys,
dishes?
look
No,
at
we don't
him.
pay you to come off the bench.
Look at what he looks like. Trash. Let's be real.
What?
Let's
Nah,
all
he
be
ain't
honest.
trash, bro.
Let's be real. It's way underwhelming.
Nah, come on.
Underwhelming.
What?
It has been. Yeah, it's
Wilding,
been
bro.
underwhelming.
Hold on. Just what did you expect from Dylan Brooks?
Something worth
Like,
90
what was your
million.
vision of him?
Something worth 90
Like,
million.
what does that look like to you? Describe that game. What does that look like?
Not taking dumb shots.
That was one game.
Being
Go ahead.
efficient. I mean, how many games have they played? Right?
3. He's 1/3 of his games. Yeah.
Outside of the little 42-point explosion, right? When you play for Canada, what was he really doing? If we're being honest.
On Team Canada or just
yeah,
period?
Team Canada. Yeah, we're seeing
Playing
recent.
good
This is
defense,
recent.
being a great team player. Nah, he was clamping, bro. That man was out there like playing defense.
Is that worth
guarding
$90 million?
Maybe for the rock. I wouldn't have paid him, but they paid him, so it is what it is.
And we're
me at
trying
this
to win,
point.
right? Are we trying to win?
Well, right now
So
he's shooting
You
what?
would bench him?
So we have a guy, Tari Eason, who's 6'9", just as laterally quick as him, 7'2" wingspan, can shoot better than him.
Who
And
missed a
he's not
ton of layups
starting.
last year?
Well, this year he looks much better, bigger physically. He looks totally different, right? So we saw this summer league. Now, are we trying to win? Or are we
Wait, so you think? Wait. So you would put Tari in place of Dylan Brooks and have Dylan come off the bench?
100%. If you're talking about
Then
Jalen coming off the
Stone
bench,
should just quit.
if you're talking about
Stone should
Jalen
just
coming
quit.
off the bench, then you just said Jalen can come off the bench. You just said
No,
that.
and I said by what I
Frank
said
say
by
Stone should quit.
mid-season. Hold on. The reason is different though. It's different. Hold on. Let me explain. Jalen and the men are making pennies right now.
No, give
That's
me
the
the money
difference.
part. Don't give me the money part.
No. They're making pennies. What I mean by that is both under their rookie scale contracts. Obviously, Jalen is up for extension. That's why I said feasible, because the lack of feasibility would be obviously the agents would be like, nah, this is Jalen's, like, he got to play. So that's why obviously there's politics and stuff behind it.
Yeah,
if the
for
NBA,
sure.
if all teams ran a true meritocracy, none of these lineups would be like this. Maybe Tari would be starting, but at the end of the day, you also have to factor that in. That's why I said Stone would quit. He would. What's the thing where the Japanese people put the seppuku or whatever it's
What
called?
they
He would have
slide
to
the
do one of them
knife.
hoes.
Yeah, this
Yeah. Because if you pay to do
yeah.
90 million just to start your rookie that you already had there, and then the other dude's coming off the bench, then that's bad.
Yeah, it's really
So
bad,
that's
right?
why I
It
think
looks
that
really
won't happen.
it will look really bad, but what if that's what we need to win? Didn't we hire eBay to be that coach that doesn't care?
Yeah, but it's
still
I think
try to win.
It's too early for that. It's too early.
Too early?
There's too many external pressures to make that decision.
So are we trying to make a play in? What are we trying to do? Right.
You're speaking in an unrealistic world. I'll give you an example. There were parts in the playoffs where for the Lakers where what's that guard's name? What's the little Caucasian guard they got over there?
Austin Reeves.
The Caucasian kid.
Austin
Reeves
Yeah,
was better than LeBron
Reeves.
for the Lakers, right? There were times in those series where if they benched LeBron and let Austin Reeves play lead guard, they probably would have won some games, but they didn't, right? I'm obviously this is an extreme example. The point is that even teams that are trying to win championships, you still there's still limitations on what you can do, just trying to like be. Oh yeah, we just want to win. It's never about just wanting to win. There's a million factors that go into these whether players starts, who plays. You got to deal with agents. You got to deal with agencies. You got to deal with other players. It's just so many things going on. Like so, even though maybe a man should be playing more, or maybe Tari should, because I actually think Tari is more dynamic than Dylan Brooks. But at the
A
end of the
lot
day,
more.
Dylan is an experienced vet. He still brings something that Tari doesn't have, which is experience. And on defense, experience, like I said, experience, repetition, seeing it all, knowing it all, it matters in big moments because the
Yeah, for
moments are never
sure.
too big for you. So I think for us trying to win, even though Dylan on a day-to-day basis may be like, ah, man, I don't like this dude.
Yeah, what
When
is
it's
this?
time, like fourth quarter, 2 minutes left, I trust him. Like he gonna lock up or make the play because they've been there, done that. So that's just how I see that. I think that you pay the tax. I didn't like his contract, but I still think him and Fred are going to transform our team, and we've already seen the fruits of that
It's going to be hard
over
to
the past 3 games.
as Tari continues to advance at the quantum leap level and speed that he's been advancing, right? It's going to be hard to justify having him on the bench. I mean, this
Hey,
year maybe we can get by with it, but I think next year he's going to take another leap, right? And it's going to be hard to kind of justify it. So I think this might be the last season he starts realistically, right? I get what
let
you're
me say
saying.
this.
You're going to trust your veteran
Go
players,
ahead.
but his talent level is
Go
going
ahead,
to just
EF.
keep on
Then
increasing, right? So
go ahead, EF. Then we'll get Third Coast.
Well,
Third
no,
Coast, go and mute yourself, bro. You got feedback.
this is basically what I want to say
We'll get to you next.
is that you talking about like Frank said, because he took the word right out of my mouth. You talking about a guy who has a reputation for wreaking havoc on Steph Curry, for causing James Harden problems, for poking the bear and making LeBron have to just score 20 points when he challenged you to come out and score 40 on him. And what you did was score 20 and get 20 rebounds because you couldn't score 40 on him. So you talking about it? Yeah, LeBron, he outplayed you, but you still haven't scored 40 on him yet. And he said, I give a guy credit when they score 40 on me, and people not doing it. So even though people hate him and can't stand him and talk trash about it, you're not putting up 40 on him. So the thing is that you talking about a guy with a reputation as a top 3, top 4 defender on the perimeter in the league. You're not gonna say, "Hey, look, here go $90 million. Take your reputation and come sit on my bench." That's just not how the game. That's not basketball. I think you may
it's
be thinking like 2K wise, maybe 2K you
nah.
would do that,
No, I'm
but in
thinking
real life,
basketball. I kind of know the
no,
game.
not
It's the same thing
well,
with Kobe and Eddie Jones. It's a matter of
no,
time.
no, no, no. I mean, okay, we're right. Now,
Yeah, it's
I
a
give
matter
you
of
that.
time.
I give you that. It's a matter of time. So maybe
Facts.
next year, maybe the end of maybe next year you will see that. Maybe if a trade come up to where we can trade Dylan Brooks and get a better player at center, maybe you see Tari Eason get elevated into that role. But you're not gonna bench Dylan Brooks for Tari Eason right now. For one, Tari Eason is not better than Dylan Brooks. He's just not. I
Oh
don't
yeah, he
think
better
Tari
than him right
Eason.
now.
I
Yeah,
don't think Tari Eason was going out in FIBA and scoring 39 points. No kind of shape, form, or fashion.
he's
There's
one
no way.
freak. That's an outlier game. He
Listen,
averaged like
listen. Let me tell you. Let me
6 points a game.
let me tell you. Let me tell you why people say perception is objective. Because you said Tari Eason is better than Dylan Brooks, but we have never
Yeah.
seen
Right
Tari
now,
Eason.
yeah.
You have never
Hey,
seen Tari.
JT, let him talk, bro. Go ahead. Go
You
ahead,
have
EF.
never seen Tari Eason score 39 points. You have never seen Tari Eason lock up an elite point guard. You have never seen Tari Eason take his team to a semifinals game. You have never seen Tari Eason be part of a winning franchise. So all these things that you're giving Tari Eason credit for are unseen. It's just in your imagination right now. Where we have proof of what Dylan Brooks can do. And so I understand what you're saying. The perception of what Tari Eason can be in the future might be possible. And I'm not disagreeing with you because I'm the one said I wouldn't trade Tari Eason for Jaylen Brown. I said that. So I agree that Tari Eason has a lot of potential and I like his potential. I like his potential more than I like Jalen Green's potential. I'll go that far. But to say that I'll bench a proven commodity for potential is just it's just unreasonable, irrational, and it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's a ridiculous notion.
I think that's
All
just where
right,
I disagree.
go ahead, Jason.
I think he's better than him now. Provides more value
We got a super
offensively,
chat real quick. He
defensively.
said, "I think y'all are
You know,
overreacting." Hold on. This is from the Ward. Oh, good. This is a Ward Dandel. Says, "I think y'all are overreacting right now. Let's wait at least till December." CSGs. Now, how many people we done traded today, guys? We traded. I think I benched Jalen. I think a couple of people traded Sengun. We benched Dylan. I think EF just proposed trading him some midway through the season. But just the typical, typical night on the Rockets. The Rockets game in it on the game that we won. But honestly, with the Dylan Brooks thing, yeah, I agree with EF, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think Tari is more dynamic. That's the word I'll say. But I think you said it, JT. It's a time thing. It's a time thing for all these all our play. There's a lot of players that are on the clock, whether they know it or not. Jalen, obviously, his rookie scale contract is going to be running out. Are the Rockets going to extend him? And if they do, are they giving him the designated, which is going to be like Lord knows 200 something mil? What I mean? That's 40 something a year. Does he deserve that? And is he going to play? Is that on his mind? Alperen Sengun, what type of salary would he garner? And if the Rockets aren't willing to pay him, if he hits free agency, what's going to happen there? You got that dynamic that's brewing up. Obviously, with Tari and Dylan, the good thing about young players, and this goes back to my point about like the politics of the NBA, and same thing's happening with Cam Whitmore right now. You don't have to do anything with them because they're under contract and they're cheap. So the team is always going to prioritize the veteran that you're paying a lot of money to. So for Dylan Brooks to get benched, he literally has to fall off the face of the earth. I think even if they're close and Tari edges him a little bit, you still would play Dylan over him because I could just have Tari come off the bench and sneak play him the same amount of minutes that you've been playing. So that's just how the NBA is. I think that this season, though, once again, preseason, especially for the guys that have been in, I think Dylan been in the league 7 years. This ain't nothing to them, bro. They just out here trying to get in shape, get their rhythm right. The young guys are playing like the NBA Finals. When the season start, you'll see a different level of focus. Veterans have levels they can get to. There's the start of the season, then there's the post All-Star break, especially on teams making a run. Y'all seen it with the James Harden teams. They, BS around for the first few months of the season. Then around January, they start playing serious. You can literally see them like turn it up because they just trying to pace themselves for the year. So another aspect of the game, our young guys got to learn pacing yourself for the year so you don't hit that wall at the end of December like they all do and are trash for like till the All-Star break. Some of the things they're going to learn from that. So don't take nothing out of these preseason games for the vets. Like they just out here just trying to get their games right, work on things that they want to do during the season. When the lights are on, I'm telling you, when we play Golden State, you're going to see why we got Dylan Brooks. When we play the Lakers, when we play, all these big name teams, where one of the things that killed us historically over the past few years, even before the Silas era, was those predator wings, the LeBrons, the Jimmy Butlers. We haven't not had a body type to be able to check those dudes for like 3 or 4 years. We have one now. And so that's really the NBA is the wings and the guards. So we got a good guard defender in Fred. We got a good wing defender in Dylan. It's going to be really up to the front court to see if they can handle those big men in the NBA. That's why I say I like to have some versatility out there in the front court. But we'll see what they do. Once again, I want to see the pivot from Wednesday. I think on Wednesday you guys are going to see a more focused defense. They're not going to get beat on the slips anymore. So you're going to see a lot better communication. And I hope Wemby plays because that's also kind of makes it a new game. Because if Wemby had played today, they would have destroyed us because he would have posed even worse matchups than Zach Collins. But if he does play, you'll get to see a different game. But I think for some of the stuff they were doing, shout out to Greg Popovich being a master coach and using our strengths as a weakness. Our aggression, he just turned that into a weakness for us. So, I think Ime is going to try to counter that. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a good game, whether Wemby plays or not. I think everybody else is back. Somebody asked why is Tari out. He had twisted his ankle, or or hurt his leg in the last game. So he has a contusion there, just probably a little swelling, and then Jalen with a toenail, or I don't know what's going on with that, but that's going to be. I think he's going to be out just one game. I think they might. Don't be surprised if they sit Fred or one of those older guys. They might sit Fred or Dylan, or one of them is going to sit, but. You may see it where because they played not as well as they went with the starters, coach might just say, "Hey, I want to see you guys get some reps." Then I'll shut you down early. So, any closing thoughts from the panel members on that still left?
Yeah, man. Again, like just a great win from our second and third string guys. They came in and did what they needed to do. Me personally, I'm really happy that we were able to get Dylan Brooks. I think there's a lot that he offers alongside of someone like Ime Udoka, who's going to give us a good system for us to play in. I think players like Jabari Smith, I think they play better when they're in a system that's cohesive and he knows what to do and he knows what his role is. When he played against the Pacers, we played within that system, worked out well. When we played against the Pelicans, it was the same thing. This game got kind of sloppy. So this is a game where I think, maybe someone who's more creative like Jalen might have been more effective. But because the game got sloppy, I think that really hurt Jabari. Kind of just hurt his production. But no, I really like Dylan Brooks. I know we have some dogs on the team. But what Dylan Brooks brings, besides just that experience and him knowing what positions he need everyone to be in, which I don't think they would have gotten on their own without a whole lot of direction from Udoka. But what I like about Dylan is that while we have dogs, Dylan provides the bite that we need. Like him kind of getting a little tussle with Zach today. Zach got a little handsy and Dylan's, removed his hands, really aggressive and just kind of let him know, hey, there's going to be resistance here. It's not going to us just being, we're not just going to say oh, okay, we'll see you on the court. Dylan's going to provide some physicality, in response. And it's just about keeping that temper, making sure that he doesn't do any flagrants or technicals to get ejected. But no, just good comeback win, and we'll see what happens Wednesday. I think that's probably going to be the real game. Is what's going to happen Wednesday.
Facts. Good take. What you got, brother?
I'm glad he said that though, because I forgot about that. You know what I mean? The little aggressiveness from Armin. I like when that boy tried to get physical with Armin. Armin pushed him up off of him. So that show Armin got a little spunk in him. You know what I mean? We like to see that. He ain't scared to throw hands out there, probably. You know what I mean? It looked like he was ready to throw hands, all that grabbing and pulling he was doing on the little peak. He was holding his arm and pulling it. And then Dylan got in the middle, let me take the flavoring. You know what I mean? You stay out the way, this is what I do. You know what I mean? So
didn't you love that, bro?
Hey, that's what I love, man.
Man, I love that, bro. I love stuff like that, bro.
Right.
I love that.
I mean, I could dig with that. The other thing I want to say about Dylan Brooks, Vernon Maxwell, I think was a 34, 35% three-point shooter. Dylan Brooks right now for our team is shooting around 33, 34%. So, it just matter of hitting them when you need to hit them. You know what I mean? That's what we remember from Mad Max, is that he made the shots when it counted the most. And then he played that tenacious defense on Jordan. So that's what you're going to always hear. Vernon Maxwell, all the people who can hold Jordan and this, that, and the third. So that's what we really want from Dylan. You make the shots when we need them. You play that defense on the tough guys, you know what I mean? So, I really like our team again. I mean, I'm rounding in the form on the trades because I'm always saying, I like our team. And I know people think he always trying to trade somebody. It ain't that I'm just don't like somebody. I like Sengun. I like Jalen Green. I like Fred VanVleet. I like our whole team. But I'm always thinking okay, if we can package up two guys and get one piece that could make it, that could be a game changer, a difference, and save us room in the cap to where we can get another bigger piece, one of those main guys that might be getting moved, down the line, how do we do it? So, and if it end up being Jalen, man, I'm gonna miss him, but right now he ain't no world beater, and there's a lot of guys that ain't no world beater, but for me, Jabari is one of the guys that's a world beater, and Tari is a guy that's a world beater. It look like Ahmed gonna be that way too. So this next game gonna be our biggest challenge so far, I think. Playing under the hype and the bright lights of playing against Wemby, I think that's gonna be our biggest challenge so far. Is just getting up under them lights and seeing how we, how we do.
Facts. And I hope Wemby play. I don't know what they're planning on. Is he done for the offseason? But or are they just load managing them, or is Pop trying to pull a trick or some gamesmanship where you do this? And because I don't think any of those dudes is hurt. So if they kept out 3 of their starters, bro. So the Spurs, they a decent team. I said it on that video. They're not pushovers. Good young team. I don't think they're ready to take the leap yet because they don't have the vets like we do to really push it. And I'm not sure if they want to because they still have all their draft picks. But when you get Devin Vassell coming back, you get Trey Jones coming back, and Wemby play with this was the first game for what's his name, Kellen or whatever his name is. He came back for the first time. So they got an interesting team, and obviously we didn't have Tari and Jalen in the game, but we have most of our players. But it'll be a different dynamic when the games are real. 48 minutes, the actual rotations are set. You're not going to see a lot of the Jermaine Samuelses of the world. You're not going to see the Aaron Holidays playing big minutes anymore. You're going to see Fred and them creeping up in the mid-30s. Fred VanVleet is used to playing damn near 40 minutes under Nick Nurse. So, he's going to be ramping up his minutes. Amen Thompson probably going to hover around the mid-20s. Jalen's going to be in the 30s. Alp's probably going to be in the 30s. Jabari's going to be in the 30s. So you're going to get full games with these guys. It's a different team. And one thing I like to look out for is how teams close out. For us as Rockets, we know that the first 3 quarters doesn't really mean because we be winning a lot of the games and the wheels fall off around 9 minutes in the fourth quarter every game. So for us, when we get into the real games where Fred and them are still in the game that late, fourth quarter, 5 minutes left, can they get to a next level? That's where you'll see their value. And honestly, this is why they were brought to the Rockets. Keldon Johnson, thank you, Derek. This is why they were brought to the Rockets, not because they're gonna push us and make us like the best team in the NBA, but if you watch our team, these young guys, they don't know how to close. They be up with every team up until the fourth quarter, and when those teams turn up, and what I mean by turn up is their execution and focus really gets elite and precise and everything is on point. That's where we get left behind. Can Dylan, can Fred, can Jeff, can they help us collectively with their play and their knowledge execute in closing moments? I know for a fact if there's a game on the line and Coach Udoka call a play and Fred VanVleet has the ball, more often than not, 9 times out of 10, he's not gonna mess up. It's not gonna be on him. I know for a fact because I've seen him do it in the finals as a young boy. So this is what you're paying for with them contracts. This is why it's not because, hell, Amen Thompson might be better than Fred VanVleet by the All-Star break. We don't know. But I know Amen Thompson hasn't played in the finals. Damn sure ain't guarded Steph Curry in the finals. He ain't seen all these coaches and their defensive schemes before in the playoffs. So these are the valuable things that we're bringing into the table with these vets. That's why you take the grain of salt with the preseason. These dudes won't be able to validate themselves to the count. So keep looking out for that. That's something I'm going to be looking for. I think probably the Wednesday game probably going to be the last real game. Then the last probably Friday. I think Friday is the last preseason game we got against Miami. It'll probably be a rookie fest with a man Thompson getting 30 minutes, which is still fun for us to watch. But appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate everybody that came up to the panel. We're going to shut down this live stream. Shout out to all the Chop Shop gang members that were able to join the live stream tonight. And Space will be back with regularly scheduled programming on the next game. I was just filling in as a substitute. So y'all hit those likes. Keep, if you're new to the channel and just watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and keep rocking with the Chop Shop. We're going to keep dropping that